All through yesterday, news broke about 18-year-old born in 2005 and Frenchman from Lille, Leny Yoro, first traveling to Manchester for his medical, and then we got the famous "Here we go" from Fabrizio Romano to confirm Leny Yoro joining Manchester United from Lille for 15 million euros plus 12 million euros in add-on. Definitely a lot of money to pay for an 18-year-old that had 1 year left on his deal, but with Real Madrid breathing down the necks of Manchester United, they kind of had to pull it off this way. They would have to have put in an offer to Lille that they simply couldn't refuse, almost doubling the offer put in by Real Madrid. And on top of signing the likes of Joshua Zirkzee, and by the looks of it keeping Jadon Sancho, and still the possibility of adding someone like De Ligt from Bayern, Man United are really starting to cook in this transfer window, and the signing of Yoro, like with the Zirkzee one, I actually love for Manchester United's presence and their future, because Yoro is such a special talent that I think could add a lot to this Manchester United team. But why do I think this, and just what makes Yoro so talented? Well, that's what we'll be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Back of the Net here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Surprise, surprise, another day and another video about yet another French wonder kid. Leny joined Lille's youth system in 2017 and progressed very quickly through the ranks. Yoro played in Lille's reserve team for a short stint, and on the 10th of January 2022, Leny Yoro signed his first professional contract with the club at just 16 years old. Leny Yoro made his debut for Lille in a 3-1 win over Nice at the age of 16 years, 6 months and 1 day old, making him the second youngest Lille player ever, overtaking Eden Hazard. And the following season, in the 22-23 season, at the age of 16, he turned 17 in November of that season, but Leny Yoro was afforded more games for Lille, playing 15 games in all competitions for their first team, which was impressive, being that he was seen as the 4th centre-back in the squad, behind then captain Jose Font, Jallo and Alexandro. But the following season, that being last season, in the 23-24 season, Yoro showed the whole world just how special he is. Leny Yoro last season played a massive 44 games for Lille, scoring 3 goals from centre-back and getting his first taste of European football, having played 7 games in the Conference League for Lille. Yoro was the second most used Ligue 1 player last season, racking up 3,690 minutes in all competitions at the age of 17/18 throughout the season. Yoro started and played every minute of the Conference League quarterfinals against Aston Villa, where Lille had a good performance but lost on penalties to Aston Villa. Lille finished off 4th in Ligue 1, which was their highest finish since the 2021 season, where they won the league outright. At the end of the season, Yoro was in the Ligue 1 Team of the Season, and he was nominated for Young Player of the Year in Ligue 1. Yoro was also selected in the French Olympic team, but he was retained by Lille. Leny Yoro is the perfect modern-day centre-back. Leny Yoro, on top of being a physical beast at such a young age, standing at 6'3"-ish, being very strong and extremely rapid, his defensive awareness and his football IQ is age-defying. Leny Yoro is extremely good on the ball, and his passing is at a very high level for any centre-back, let alone a centre-back at the age of 18 years old. Yoro is extremely good at playing the sweeper role at centre-back with his pace and his football IQ, but he is equally as good at man-marking and holding his own physically against the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Alex Lacazette and Ollie Watkins. Yoro is very talented in duels in both the air and on the ground, and he is very aggressive and assertive in the tackle. The maturity, the defensive awareness, and the technical ability that Leny Yoro has is not normal for his age. Leny Yoro has been compared a lot in the play style to someone like Raphael Varane, and even to maybe a slightly lesser extent Virgil van Dijk. Now, not to say that he is Van Dijk's level just yet, but the way he defends and the way he plays is very similar to a young Varane or a young Virgil van Dijk. Lille's academy director has said that Yoro had the same attitude, the same dedication, and the same maturity as Varane at that same age. Yoro is very good at using his pace and using his strength when needed, and that is very similar to how Varane played in his prime. Now, with all the rumors around Yoro waiting to move to Real Madrid, why has he decided to move to Manchester United instead? Well, with his contract expiring at the end of next season, and Real Madrid apparently considering Yoro as the Mbappe of centre-backs, they made an offer of 20 to 25 million euros for Yoro, or they were just going to get him on a free next year. But that's when Manchester United came in with a massive 50 million euro plus 12 million euro add-on offer to force Lille to accept And apparently after that offer came in, Lille's owner then encouraged Yoro to move to Manchester United. Man United were then also very persistent on selling their project to Leny Yoro, and Leny Yoro slowly but surely started to warm up to the idea of moving to Manchester and eventually agreed to move to Manchester United, passing his medical yesterday with an announcement expected anytime soon. So the fee was expensive, yes, but it was understandable for such a young, promising talent, with Madrid lurking and Liverpool also being very keen on the talent. Yoro signed a 5-year contract with an option for a further year on some huge wages, especially for his age, being £113,000 a week, rising to a reported £145,000 a week inclusive of bonuses, which is a massive wage and a massive transfer fee to pay for, yes, an extremely talented centre-back with a huge potential and very bright future ahead of him, but he is still 18 years old and he came off of his first professional season where he was a regular, and he has only ever played in France outside of 7 games in the Conference League. Now, yes, Yoro doesn't have any major flaws anywhere in his game as far as I'm concerned, but this is a huge financial risk to take for Manchester United. But I suppose with Real Madrid being Yoro's first choice and having Liverpool sniffing around, I can see why Manchester United had to take this risk, had to offer Yoro such a huge wage, and had to put in a huge offer to Lille to kind of force Lille to accept. So how will Leny Yoro fit into this Manchester United team and under Erik Ten Hag? Now, in a fully fit Manchester United team, I do expect Leny to be a starter on the right side next to Lisandro Martinez, with guys like Maguire and Lindelof being the backups. I'd be very curious to see what Manchester United do if they still bring in Matthijs de Ligt from Bayern, as that would, in my opinion, then you would assume relegate Yoro to the bench, and paying as much as you did for the transfer plus the huge wages, well, that would be a lot to pay for a player that will just sit on the bench. Now, Yoro can also play at the left side of the centre-backs if absolutely needed, but he is objectively better on the right side of the centre-backs using his right foot, or at least in my opinion he is. But I expect and I hope for Yoro's sake that he will be a start at Manchester United, and this transfer will probably halt any move Man United were going to do for Matthijs de Ligt. Now, Yoro will be a very solid defender in his first year at United. He may have some errors here and there trying to adjust to a much more physical league and a quicker league than Ligue 1 is, but I do suspect that Leny Yoro will have a very successful first season at United. He may not be world-class right away, but I suppose the age of 18, that isn't unheard of. I think he may take some time to kind of get adjusted to the Premier League, but I have no doubt that he will eventually adjust and be a very solid centre-back for Manchester United for the next couple of years. The moves of Joshua Zirkzee and Leny Yoro are just superb additions to Manchester United, and I love how aggressive United are being for once in the transfer window. Now, for those that don't know, I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm not a Manchester United fan, but objectively as a neutral, you have to love the aggressiveness shown by Manchester United in the transfer window. They may have overpaid a bit for Yoro, which I think we can all agree might be a slight overpay, but it's a risk that you kind of have to take with a talent like Leny Yoro when you're trying to beat out the likes of Real Madrid and Liverpool for his signature. I'm quite interested to see what other moves United make this summer, but all things considered, everything they've done for Leny Yoro, I love the addition of Leny Yoro for Manchester United.